Have you seen the latest of what's happening in the economy? Well, I'm going to break it all down for you right here because you have SpaceX coming back down to Earth, pun intended, and you have all of these AI companies that are overspending, and it's causing analysts to wonder what's next. You came here for the truth, so let me unveil that for you. In today's video, we're going to look at all of this from the top to the bottom. I'm going to show you actual statistics. I'm going to give you the facts that you need to know. I'm going to show you inside on my website to break things down. You can look at it sector by sector. We can look at it on other details as well. All here, more workers are rating their 401ks as average balances fall. This is happening at the same time the stock market is going to new highs. You look at individuals that are becoming trillionaires, and at the same time, the average person is raiding their 401k, taking from their retirement account in order to pay the bills. They're not doing this because they want to, it's because they have to. And of course, you see this type of thing happen during a recession, 2020, maybe it's the financial crisis, but not at the same time when the stock market is at or near all-time highs. It's not supposed to work that way, but we have something called the K-shaped economy, and that is prevalent right now today. Why is this happening? I'll just say it. It's because of central bank activity and, of course, all of the money printing and expansion of debt that devalues the currency. Keep that in mind as we go through. I'm going to show you several different important companies, critical companies now today that are showing some very, very worrisome signs. SpaceX sheds $400 billion in value. Think about $400 billion, by the way. That's already one of the biggest companies in the world, gone in a day. Now, by the time you're watching this, it's up, it's down. But this is important because at one point it slid below its IPO. And that IPO price was something that, as soon as it launched, oh my goodness, this thing is going crazy. We've got to get in on this. And then it was down. We don't know what's going to happen in this near term. It's chaotic, but there are a lot of people out there who are saying SpaceX and many of these other big companies, it's not that they're not valuable. It's that the valuations, the pricing of these things is just out of control. Alphabet paces for its worst day in a year on AI concerns after high-profile exits. This is Alphabet, or formerly Google, and this is a company that is spending an incredible amount of money on their AI. This is the problem. You don't have to, we'll go through all the articles, but the point here is that there's a certain amount of expenditure. They refer to that as CapEx, capital expenditure. And if it's a certain amount and the investors believe that they'll get more in as a result of that expenditure, well, then it's like a money printer, because more investors will throw more money in and their stock will go up despite the fact that they're spending incredible amounts of money. There's a challenge though, because it'll hit a ceiling. And some believe there'll be $1 trillion of AI expenditure on the data centers and everything else that is going to happen in the next little while. And where is the investment, the appetite for that type of investment in a short period of time? Well, Meta has been very clear about this. They're unsure that they are going to be correct. They're unsure about anything except the fact that they want to achieve AGI first. Doesn't look like that's happening anyway, at least on the outside. But all of these companies are basically doing the same. They want artificial general intelligence, which means you would give it, just like any other human, you would give it a task and you would say, do this thing every day, and it would just go and do it. And it wouldn't need to, suddenly, I got a blue screen of death, I can't do anything. No, it's always going to go and figure out. You may have heard in the news, Anthropic, and their model was released, and then the US government said, you got to halt that, and they basically halted it. And I used Fable, which was like the guardrail version of Mythos, the big one. And that guardrail version was incredible. Let me tell you. So I could only imagine what's lurking there beyond the control of those guardrails. Now, look at this. This is yet another article talking about SpaceX. The stock went down 16% at one point. And I wanted to look at this not just from an individual stock perspective, but I want to go in a little bit into what I call the 30,000 foot view. Now, this is something that people that have watched my videos for a while, or they are part of the Finance Friday, they've heard me talk about it 1,000 times. But these are the indexes. And when we look at the indexes as a whole, we get a broad view of what's happening. For example, we always talk about the NASDAQ or maybe the S&P 500, but emerging markets are doing incredibly well here at this time. So what about that? Don't ignore it, right? Looking at this deeper, we can see what's happening with technology stocks. And it's very important to compare these on a sector level. Now, when we understand the sectors, we could then break this down a little bit more clearly because, okay, SpaceX is up, SpaceX is down. Okay, but that's kind of giving us mixed messages as to what's happening because one individual stock doesn't tell the whole story. But if we look at technology broadly or financials broadly, this is going to give us a way to understand that sector. And then we can go down into individual stocks. Just as an example right here, you could see technology, and then there's just a few examples, few random examples, Apple, Microsoft, Nvidia, and so on. And you have to know that. Like, you got to know which stocks are in there, but come up a level beyond that. That's how we have to do this. It's extremely important. Looking at the revolving door, this is a new feature that I built into the Money GPS. And I did this specifically for the Finance Friday. When we look at this, whenever there's going to be a change happening, we have to understand who's behind it, cui bono. And we can always tell what's up. Now, I'm just going to give the extreme examples. You could look at when we could see just for example, with the USDA, we can go in and we could look at agribusiness, right? Where do they go? They go to and from the big companies, whether that is, like it even talks about on the board of different companies. Right here, Dan Glickman, Secretary of Agriculture. Then the president and CEO, beyond that, you're looking at the U.S. Dairy Export Councils and, various agribusinesses, Caterpillar, going back and forth. And, you start to look into these things and you realize something. Why would they allow certain things to happen and then they crush the middle class? Why would that be allowed to occur? And then we start to look into those different industries. And you start to think, well, there's probably an issue there. Whether it's the lobbying firms, you go down the list. And it starts to make a lot of sense because these people, who do they work for? In the example of Janet Yellen, she's mine, can't take her. But Janet Yellen went back and forth. And this is somebody that is just one of many. There's so many examples here. But you have to start asking the question, who do they work for? Companies like Palantir, these type of companies are completely in bed with the government. Some would even suggest that they are essentially the government. It's just an arm of the government, and they just put a little, bow tie on it. Everything's all good. You are going to see the movements of these stocks going up and down, but without that further analysis, it's not going to be helpful. There's just one example here. Traders bet that chip prices are coming down. And we don't know because you could see it at the bottom. It says the price for computing power for the NVIDIA B200 chip continuing to slide. And look, tomorrow there's a new thing coming out and it's going to be even better, but it uses more power and suddenly we need more power. And then there's another one that's super efficient and it's happening so fast. What we need to do is very simple, and that is do not focus on that one thing, because when you have everything on that one thing, there are going to be times where you lose so much so fast. And people, when the markets drop by 25, 30%, somehow they get completely crushed. And they say, why? Well, because it's not just that. A lot of people are using leverage. A lot of things have a cascading effect. And some people pick an individual stock and not the broad index. And then they end up all in on one thing. And that particular stock can be down and down and down for a long time. This is just Palantir stock. We can look at this over the last while. And it peaked back here several months ago. And it's been down ever since. And we don't know where it will go. And obviously, it's when we zoom out, it's done incredibly well. But you can't go all in, no matter how interesting that company looks. This is what I want everybody to do. I have built a demo version of my website. It's very limited, and for example, the supply chain is not like the real way the real app works. But you can go in here and see my website completely free, themoneyGPS.com/demo, DEMO. You go in there, you put your email, and you could see the website for yourself. You can go through, this is like a fake fictional company, and you just go through and look at how I break things down. You don't have to, you can actually get stuff from it. Like what is important when we're picking a stock? What would be attractive? What would not be attractive? And it actually will break that down for you. Yeah, it's a fictional stock, but you're at least going to know, and then you can ask the questions for yourself. And you can go through as well. There's like the macro compass is in here. You could look at the signal board that's in here. What are the smart money doing? You could start asking the right questions. By the way, I got Congress trades. Those are all fake. And then you look at the government stakes. Those are all fake. In the real one, obviously, you get the real stuff. But I wanted to show you how this is. At the very least, you start saying, these are important. So I'm going to do my own due diligence. Whether you do it from my site or not, at the very least, you're getting the playbook right here. My website, themoneygps.com, has like 25 features. And within the supply chain, for example, that has maybe 10 features alone. The AI stock analyst has like more than 50 different things built into it. So it's like more than that, but like 25 actual features. So I know that the value is there. The last time I calculated, it was over $400 a month in value just from all the different things that it has. But anyway, just check out the free thing, themoneygps.com/demo. That's there for you. If you want to support the channel, thumbs up, and I'll see you on the next one. Take care.